Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done any Evo parts. Today I have another product from Yeti Wurks. This is their Denali front QD sling mount. Essentially this little chunk of steel here is machined to accept your standard QD mounts, and it installs on the front of the gun where the little ears are on the handguard. Some of the early Evos had the little metal keychain ring there. We'll go over just a general installation and review of this product since it's pretty straightforward and it's just a QD mount. As I mentioned, these QD points are meant to go in the little ears right here, left or right hand side. I have my gun in a vise, and if you don't have this CZ Custom special socket to remove the barrel nut, you'll need to get good old Mr. Handy crescent wrench. First thing you're going to want to do is remove your factory flash hider and or your threaded adapter if you're running 1/2 inch threaded adapter. Now I'll flash the big word stop right on the screen here. If you've never taken this barrel nut off before or haven't read about any other person doing so, CZ likes to put a lot of Loctite in this nut, sometimes making it near impossible to get off. I've seen some of Taylor P's pictures when he rethreads these of how much Loctite they use, and it's not funny. Some people use a little bit of heat or maybe a chemical solvent to help break up the Loctite. I know on mine, my handguards actually come loose a couple times, so this nut should just come right off. So I just got a crescent wrench here to get in there, and we'll give it a whirl and see if it'll come off. That wasn't too bad. I can already see mine doesn't have a whole lot of Loctite on it compared to others. Now, you should just be able to pull the gun from the handguard. Also note, when you pull your handguard off, be sure not to turn it over near any trash cans or sewer drains, because there is a plastic nut in here that you wouldn't want to lose, because you need that to tighten the barrel nut down on too. Just set that back inside there. Just leave it face up and you'll be good. The ears and or QD mount go inside that little channel right there that you see. Simply slips in there like that. And you just go ahead and reinstall your handguard and your barrel nut and you're almost done. Now I will note that if you install it on the right hand side of the gun, the stock will no longer hit the serial plate with the magnet. Now obviously it's a QD point and it's going to be taller than what was there. Just see if I can show you the... So that's something to consider if you have an SBR. I'll put mine on the left hand side and we won't have any issue there. I have the gun standing up, and from this angle you can see both the factory eyelet and the QD mount. That's how it installs. Just sits right there. Once you have your new mount installed, either on both sides or one side, you can just take your handguard and slip it over the barrel. Make sure you still have that nut in there. It's probably going to want to pop out. I just line the handguard up, I push the nut down, grab a screwdriver just to kind of get it going, started in place, and just press it down there until it's flush with the plastic. Now we're going to reinstall the nut. I cleaned the threads off with some brake cleaner and clean all that factory Loctite or thread sealant off there. I put some blue Loctite on the bottom 3 or 4 threads just to keep the barrel nut tight. I just check them from time to time. Like I said, I noticed my factory one went loose anyway, so I just check it from time to time. Grab your crescent wrench and start tightening. I just tighten it up to where the handguard's nice and snug, and that way it's not going to come loose. Now you can reinstall your flash hider or your threaded adapter. This is an EWK Arms 1/2 inch adapter for anybody that didn't know that. Alright, let's see how it works in the gun. So here we are on the left hand side of the gun. Our QD mount is installed. I think the only QD mount that I have is a little Magpul sling adapter that I was using on the back plate of this when it was in pistol form. So this is all I have. I did note that it's a little on the tight side going in there, but after working it in and out a few times, it's much better. I noticed with the Magpul QD, it's about a 90-degree lock. So if you want it to go the other way, you just press it in and let the balls lock in that channel there. I think Yeti Wurks said on some of his QDs they would spin 360, but on the Magpul it doesn't. Simple pull in and out. Like I said, it's a little on the tight side, at least in this Magpul one. But the more you use it, the more you'll wear it in. Could be the coating or something. Now you can mount your favorite QD sling on there. Cool. As always, Yeti Wurks is always coming out with new and innovative products for the Evo stuff, and I gladly welcome it, especially with this gun being as new as it is in the US market. What you notice on the end of this magazine is another Yeti Wurks product. This is a +3 magazine extension that we're going to try out and see how it runs. Dropped a few times, loaded, see how it feeds with an extra +3 rounds in it. Cool. So there you have it. For less than 30 bucks you can pick up a QD mount for the front of your Evo, and as long as your barrel nut has not been thread locked on there by the gods themselves, it's really not too bad to get it off there and swap those little ears out. I know PMM makes a QD mount for the front of the Evo. I think theirs replace the screws right here, and I also make one for the rear eyelet back there too. So if you don't like this one, you can try those out. But again, as always, thanks again Yeti Wurks for another great product. Take it easy, everybody.